Somebody's winging darts over this way. Oh, there it is. How's it going, guys? Originally this was going to be a T62 video, so if you were listening right now and you're watching this video, you guys see a lot. I'm after recording this, a lot of the gameplay that I was recording, I was trying to showcase the T62 and stock syndrome because I just got it. It's complete stock. The only issue, however, is I died really quick on like over an hour of filming, or at least recording, in like 4 different matches, so I kind of got fed up. So this is going to be 8.3 Russian bias video instead. I apologize. There's going to be some clipping and whatnot throughout a bunch of clips there. I kind of shortened it down. It's going to be about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm not entirely sure. I don't have the time on it yet. But other than that, I just kind of shaved it down so I could make it a little more manageable and you guys won't get tired. If so be it and you're watching this right now and it's in parts, so like part 1, 2, and 3 or whatever, then I'll just keep them about 15-20 minutes per part. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the video. So again, if you hear anything beforehand that's going on with, oh yeah, this is the T62 and I'm trying to showcase it, it's just because after 4 or 5 takes of different modes, I didn't want to keep going and going for hour on hour on hour trying to get one good match in a stock tank. Excuse me. So in that sense, I just turned around and just gonna make this into a composite. So I'm most likely gonna lean towards parting it out in a couple of parts. So like part 1, 2, and 3, maybe 25 minutes each to get, if I can get all 3 together, or I just might cut it down to 15. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy, and yeah. The rest is up to you. Cheers. Have a good one. If you guys didn't see that, I apologize for being an idiot. Okay. So I'm going to take 2 heat and 3 more Sabo. And I don't know where I'm going to spawn.
Attack the B point!
Alright, BMPs. Alright, I got stocks in here.
Attack the B point!
Alright, well, I believe my best position, and I'm going to do the Russian thing, and I'm going to stay behind hills. God, I want that camo. Wait, that's not that camo. Someone's got a BMP-1, I think, with the same camo. Those BMP-2s, I want one of those so bad. Like, oh, so bad. I'm afraid getting into this position is going to get me fucking shot. This is a really sketchy area for me to be going, but there's a hill right here. If I can do it, I'm going to park my ass right behind this bluff directly to my front and kind of cover A to the right. Let's just hope.
Attack the B point! Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Lost track of him. Yep. That's great.
Attention to the map.
Why wouldn't I eat shit? Alright, object 900.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
Actually, BMP 1. My face. Nothing I can really do about this situation here. I just kind of know they're there. So.
Attention to the designated grid zone. Enemy forces have captured a zone.
I think my biggest worry is that that baglet's gonna get me again. A fucking hot missile though. See why I didn't kill his gunner. Might have had a chance to follow up with another round.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
I don't want to do that.
Reloading. Attention to the map. Need cover. Need backup.
Okay, kill assist because I killed that crew commander.
Yes.
I don't see the leopard that was out there, so going to push. I don't agree 100% with pushing, but you know, it's not too bad. It's kind of bad, but not that bad. You know what I'm saying? So terrified of being shot right now. Like all my internal beliefs and everything, I'm just not feeling it. Not feeling this push by myself. Oh.
Affirmative. Attention to the map.
I'm gonna wait till this guy fucking stops moving.
Attention to the designated grid
I
square.
don't understand what this guy's fucking doing, but... Can we stop finally? Excuse me, good sir. Take the sample my thank you. Oh, that's the other fucker I hit. Nice. Okay, so that's both of them. Both of the enemy tanks that I've seen. Okay. Just leopard exploding off to my side. Kind of worried. Kind of worried. Kind of worried.
Bravo! Attention to the map.
What?
Attack the sea point.
Alright, well, I missed with the missile. I... Ooh. Boop. Oh, fuck. How come this guy's not dying?
Attention to the map. Attack the C point!
Наводчик ранен.
I'm not gonna play with that. I've spotted it. I'm moving on. I'm done with that. No, thank you. You got some good hits on me. I'm not playing that game though. That scares me.
Allied forces have captured a zone. Allied forces have captured a zone.
Alright, well. I got all the missiles I can. I'm backing off. There's not much more I could have done to my vehicle. Can't really repair much more, so I just gotta be terrified of what's coming my way. Because if they've pushed that far on that side, the only reasonable location to spawn is on my side, and I'm the frontline unit. So that kind of terrifies me at that point. Let's just hope that that is not the case, and hope that things get better, you know? So yeah, I'm a little sad about the beginning, you know, it's supposed to be a T-62.
Our victory is near.
But it turned out to be a super good, the fuck? A super good, you know, BMP match. Hell, I got 1 kill, 4 assists, 2 enemies kill assists, and personally scouted targets destroyed. I like that. So, kind of terrified that that thing is gonna come back and reconstruct my vehicle. Be like, you don't need this here. That's, I don't know why, but I thought that bush right there was a vehicle. Scared me. Is this the only guy left? Oh, that thing's the only thing. Okay. Hell, in that case, I'm gonna go just park in this hull down position for the crater. And I think we'll just fast forward from here on out to the end. I don't think I'm gonna get any more points for this. Yeah. It's a nice little position. Yeah, that's about it. But it's just flying around in this one-wing jet.
Bravo! A little more effort and victory will be yours.
Wow. Okay. That's game. Well, see you in the next one. Alright, well there you guys have it. I hope you enjoyed the episode. That's episode 1 of 8.3 Russian Bias Nightmare. As before I said, it was going to be stock syndrome and T62. It changed a lot more recording, a lot less performance I was giving. I wasn't giving good enough performance. I was dying too quick. So kind of showcased the stock syndrome. The only thing that I do want to say on that sense is I'm hearing a lot about this FPE, and free parts, right? And so I get where you guys are coming from on that, and this is my solution and my thought to this entire thing is, how about they give you a single burst for an FPE, like a one-time use, right? If you do not have it unlocked, it's a one-time use per match. So it's like you roll in, it doesn't recharge or anything like that. You fire off your fire bottles and you hope to God it puts out the fire. It has only a 50% chance of putting out the fire, right? And then parts take, so instead you have basic parts, right? Say basic parts when you start out with the vehicle, and it can do a basic amount of ability for the vehicle. Say turns everything that you repair only to, like, say, just usable. And if they do that with the breach or something like that, right, like say your breach gets shot out and then you get it back and it goes to just usable, then it gives you the effect of you can fire, and then all of a sudden you could go to fire and it misfires and just starts reloading a brand new round, right? Because your breach is damaged and it has the chance to misfire, right? Same thing with like the turret ring. The turret ring will turn, and then it could, because it's only makeshiftly put together, your turret ring could just stop working, and it's at random, like at any possibility that could happen. With tracks, you can repair them, but as you're going, just randomly you might lose your track again because you don't have the parts to properly fix it. Same thing with the engine. The engine could stop working, and that's my take on that, right? That's what I'm trying to think of this entire thought that everyone has, like free FPE, free parts, right? I want it free. It's so hard, and that's stock syndrome. I get it. I know what you mean. Like, I sat there and I got shot in the side. I'm like, well, I'm kind of screwed here. Like, I can't move. My track's gone. Like, okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna eat it, and I get it, and I'm telling you from a tanker's experience, like a real tanker, that's myself. We do have basic maintenance parts on hand to fix track really quick. We have like another firing needle for the main gun, right? We have spare barrel changes for the coax. If our turret gets jammed up or something like that, we might be able to get it going again, but it won't be reliable till we get back to second line. That brings me on to my second thing that I was thinking of, and please, like, share this or whatever this is, just for this end part, even if I create just a video of me talking about this. Now that helicopters are introduced into the game, I feel that light tanks and helis, things like that, if you have issues with FPE and parts, right, say you do not have the full shot of parts, give it like an option where if say a light tank decides to spawn into the battle, like you die and you're like, hey man, okay, I only can take out my light tank or a AAA, right? Give it the option where it says like take like 5 rounds, or like just whatever your basic straight up load up for the ammo is. Like, it'll say you can take 5 rounds with you if you so choose to take extra parts, and then you become a mini part farrier, so you can go actually help out that one tank that's like got no parts, right? Standard thing with like the base composite, where the bases themselves have their, you can use it to repart part like A, B, and C. You go in, you're like, hey, I can fix myself again, sweet. But maybe light tanks do that. And then I had another idea that popped into my head, and that's with the helicopters. If a helicopter decides not to load out with ATGMs, because I know there's some low tier helicopters like the AH-1G, and everyone's like, well, I can't really use it for F-all because there's nothing there to use the thing, right? Like, it's machine guns, ooh, and then hydro rockets if I even can get close enough. Have it so like maybe those guys can actually, and you could do this with planes too, you choose, instead of bringing a armor, like a fighting loadout, you bring a supply, and like a helicopter flies into the zone you're in, right, onto the map, and just drops a supply crate. Now, this supply crate could be used by party A or party B, right? Red team, blue team, doesn't matter who, as long as you secured a crate, right? So you get there and you have to secure it for like 2 or like 5 or 10 seconds, and that will give you your repair, your ability to repair. So it's like you roll up, you're all damaged, or you say you call and you ask like, hey, can somebody please drop me parts? Like, I am in a tortoise, I'm in the middle of this field, I'm not going anywhere, I have no parts, my engine shot up, like the thing moves 14 kilometers an hour on its own, and now you only move at 6, right? So you're just asking, the helicopter comes in, drops the parts next to you, and you just sit there for 10 seconds in a circle zone, and all of a sudden it gives you the parts, and then you're like, hey, and it lets you repair, but the repair cost is a little bit longer, and that would promote, I believe, a little bit more team play. Same thing with planes. If a plane's coming in like a jet, it can drop like a small module of a part bomb, right? Like they used to do it in World War II. They dropped ammunition, supplies, food out of planes and helicopters. They dropped in supplies in Vietnam. Why not try and bring that a little bit into the game? You already have the tow hook ability, so you do have the ability to link vehicles to other objects, right? So if you do this with, say, a helicopter and a crate, or instead with 2 little crates that act as AK, or also known as bomblets, right? Those bomblets could just drop it into an area where like you got friendly who's requesting parts, and what it does for the person who drops off the parts or the light tanks and all that, they get an extra ribbon or like an extra credit award for actually assisting and helping out with downed vehicles. Because I know you've already added in the tow feature, and like you can help, and it's like supporting another player, and you just like cut his repair time in half with light tanks. I'm thinking with this, like you help repair these guys, it gives you like double the credits or something along those lines, which makes it a lot worth your while. With helicopters, you got to give it real juicy. You got to give them like a lot. It's got to be like, hey, here's like 5,000-6,000 credits and like a ribbon called the ribbon package deliver, whatever the hell you want to call it. But in that sense, I'm thinking like, hey, you could totally open this up so there's more team play and it makes more sense. And you could start doing that for like ships. You could have helicopters flying into the zone to drop supplies onto the back of a destroyer, or you have planes dropping supplies to small farrier craft, or the boats even coming into the shoreline and dropping off whatever, like the little like scout boats, the tiny little shoreline boats, dropping supplies off right next to the water, so a buddy on the beach there on the jungle map can turn around and actually do that, like roll up next to it and get his parts. So I'm thinking about that in a big sense. Is like everyone's screaming, I want the free Abrams, I want the free parts, I want the free FPE, and it's just like, man, you gotta work at something. I would be fine if they turned around and said you get a single shot use of the FPE, right? And then once you unlock it, you get a double shot, right? But the single shot use is good with the chance of a 50% chance working. It's a half and half working, right? Because in real life with us, we have 4 FPE bottles inside a Leopard 2, right? You got 2 bottles that go off into the engine compartment instantaneously, and then 1 for the crew and 1 more for the engine compartment, and that's how the 4 bottles work. So you only got 2 shots anyway for the engine compartment, because the reason for the 2 shots is if the first one doesn't work, you hit the second one. So that's why I'm saying a single bottle for with the FPE if people are asking for it. You turn around and you're like, hey man, I got shot, I'm on fire. You hit it and the thing doesn't work, then it doesn't effing work, and you know what, you're screwed and you blow up anyway. You've already been dealing with it for the past, I've been dealing for 4 years, where you get caught fire and you're like, well, I just got to sit here and burn to death, right? And people complain. Parts, yeah, I get it. So you can get your track back together, and like people are like, well, shit, I wish I could shoot my gun. Well, my thought opens up the fact that yes, you can use your gun, but it also limits the ability of your tank. You're not going to be perfectly fixed, because that I find is complete crap when like you sit there and you go and guys are shooting each other and like, yeah, your vehicle's completely 100% after 30 seconds. That's just the realisticness in me that I don't like, but I'm fine with if they say, hey, here's free partial parts. Frig, call it that. I stamp that as mine. Partial part, right? You start out with partial parts and then you get full parts at the end. Partial FPE or single shot FPE. Call it single shot FPE. SS FPE, and then after that, or whatever you want to call it, right? And then after it'll be like double. So single FPE, double FPE, and that's how you can label them. And you start out with those single ones, right? And you start out with the partial, and that way you still have something to work for. But getting the effective one as it is now, you still have to grind for it. But it'll lessen some of the burden where people are complaining, I want the free Abrams, I want the free FPE, because come on, man, like, play the friggin' game. It sucks, I know. I've been there. We've all been there. Anybody that's played more than an hour of this game's been there. We know stock syndrome, right? Anyway, that's it. I'm going to stop blabbing. It's been another 10 minutes of your time. So if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you on the battlefield. Cheers.